Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you'd like to see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager Pro Cyclist mode, and it's episode 44. We're coming up on the end of our 4th season, 2nd season at World Tour level, 2nd and final season with EF Education first. Michael Woods amongst the favorites on the day. They see it as a hill day. I could see it more as a climber's day, depending on how steep this climb is that we're going to be looping through over and over and over again.
Hello and welcome. The profile of the route is a fairly mixed bag, so everybody should find a section to
and we'll see here quite early on what to expect. But with just a handful of races to go, the season will finish very soon. So leader outsider, as is Woods, so both of us, and they want us to finish in the top 10. In the U.S. National Champion jersey. And okay, it's not that steep. It is not that steep. So that's going to come down more to my hill attribute, which today is a 78. I've got a race day condition of +1. And I'm expecting some quiet action then for a while. We'll get a breakaway group going off the front. But for the first half of this race, the pace should be relatively docile. So I'll join you a little past halfway, and then we'll see where we're at. Just gone over for the 10th of 15 times over the climb, and last time up and over, as the pace has just recently picked up, there was a split in the group, and it opened up pretty wide pretty quick. So all of a sudden, we went from 90 in the group and just starting to see some riders fall off the back to a sudden drop of just 33 riders left now as we begin the climb for the 11th of 15 times. Breakaway group of 5 riders is all split up now. Just 4 guys left. We just caught the first one. We're about to catch the second one. Again, like I said, we just recently begun the acceleration, though the last couple times over the climb was definitely at a faster pace, just not a big acceleration of any kind. I had to go from a 70 to a 72 to a 74, now at a 75, and you can see even now I'm blinking red but not actually losing the wheel of anyone as we go over this 11th time. Now, Michael Woods is favorite for the day, slightly more favored than myself, and he had Eaton and Dombrowski plus Hirata working for him. So he had 3 guys working for him. I only got 2. Hugh Carthy, Pierre Rolland, who have been with me through much of the season, and it looks like I actually just lost Carthy. So now I'm down to just Pierre Rolland as he took over my guy, saving Hirata for later. So that's a little unfortunate as more riders get dropped out the back. Just 23 riders left in the peloton, 4 times over the climb still to go, and only 1 rider left off the front. We're going to speed things up a bit until we hit the climb, and then we'll go ×2 through the climb, as we've still got a ways to go, so right now it's just pure pace. Breakaway group is now caught, so they are fully reeled back in, and somebody went right out the back. Whether it was the breakaway man or not, I don't know, but the group continues to shrink. 21 riders now, and I think it's time that I push this a little more as the pace is hot. 20 riders, 76 seems to be enough for now. We still have our 5 guys, but Hugh Carthy is probably going to get dropped here quite soon. And it's down to 17 riders, 5 of them from my team. So for once, and I mean once because it's rare this season, we've got some strong team support. The only downside is that we've got co-leaders that everyone's working for. So I don't have everyone working for me. It's split, and at the moment, as already noted, I only have 1 rider available to support me with 3 times left to get up and over the climb. I'm looking very strong. Woods is still looking really strong. Harada is looking strong. He's now working for Woods as Carthy is just kind of hanging on to the back end of the group. Alright, we get ready to head up. I'm going to go times 2 here. 77, no longer enough pace as we're starting to lap some guys. 16 riders left. Carthy is the one who has dropped that time. 78 is enough. These guys are all lapped riders that we're catching up to, and here's an attack from quite a few guys. 5 guys taken off here.
There's a growing number of riders left behind.
Harada, Roland giving chase. Woods was dropped. So I've got a small group of riders chasing the 5. They are half a minute ahead. And Roland and Harada are both leading that chase. It is now just 5 riders. We are 3 of them. There's 2 riders with us. And that breakaway group is all split up now, which is going to make it that much easier to catch them. Woods is 20 seconds behind and without support, as he did not make it up over the top as the field split that time.
That's a group nosedive. But as often happens,
and we're 40 seconds behind. You guys are going to need to give this a little bit more. As am I. Go 87s here, see how that does on the time. Okay, it's gap's coming down slightly. We've gained 3-4 seconds back. It doesn't have to happen all at once. Roland, this is probably going to be his final turn. Okay, we're down to just 4 riders left off the front. And the gap has stayed about the same. Roland is now done, so it's Harada's turn. Go 88. 1.5 times left to go on the climb. Roland is off the back. It's more than a minute to Woods now, so Woods, his day is done. We're looking at a top 8 finish right now. And with Harada doing his job, that means we're looking at about a top 7. Half a minute to a group of 3 to get back in contention there. Harada nearly done. He'll recover a little bit on the downhill, and it's just the 2 of us now. I'm going to be on my own for that final climb. But Harada recovering a little bit. I want him to get me to the climb. I'll step that up to a 90. Once he gets to the bottom, his recovery will end. We're over a minute behind now to the race leader, which is Omar Frele. Fellini, Nikolaev, and Ponzi are who we're chasing. And those 3 I think we can catch, but I don't think we're going to catch the last guy. I'm going to join relay here for a second. Yeah, Harada's done. He'll fall off the back. I'm just helping bring him along, I guess, for right now. I don't like that I'm having to do this on the flat, as I'm not strong on the flat. Those 4 have all come back together. And I'm on my own. And I'm catching up to these guys. 26 seconds. Frele back on his own. And I'm cruising right past these guys. Ooh, now they're trying to keep up, though.
10 kilometers remaining.
15 seconds behind. 9 seconds. Just about caught him here. he's caught. I'm not going to cruise on past. I need to recover here over the top. A sprint is not my strong suit, though. But I need to recover on the downhill, so I do have something left for that. I still have my energy gel. Top 3 with Frele and Ponzi. 16 seconds ahead of the chase. Fellini is the closest. And then it's a big drop from there. So I'm looking at a top 4. 5.5K to go.
We're into the last 5 kilometers.
And there goes Frele taking off.
Anyone that's low on gas definitely won't be able to keep up.
Time to use that gel. The only way to get Frele is to do what I'm doing, but then I'm not going to be able to sprint right here at the end. We're down to 1K to go, and I've got nothing left on the sprint. Okay, what can I do?
Who's going to be the first of the line?
Not enough. That's going to be 4th place because I was the only one who could catch Frele. 4th place. Ponzi gets the win. Fellini comes back to the group to take 2nd. Frele gets overtaken, and then I couldn't get past Frele myself. I spent all my energy to get to him. 4th place, though. That's a solid finish. It's a good result. That is the top 10 that the team was looking for. In fact, that's a top 5. And Michael Woods, who was favored to be in the top 10, wasn't there. This was not my kind of race. It was not a steep climb by any means, but the other factor, too, was it was a really long race. So stamina was absolutely a factor. And I got a +4 there today for a combined total of 73. And that was enough to just about do it. Michael Woods takes 13th. Roland takes 12th. Harada, who I helped pull over the top, ended up finishing in 6th place. So that was good. Cost me a little bit of energy. It cost me maybe 3rd place, maybe the podium. Spending that extra energy to lead Harada to the climb instead of sitting on his wheel. But I think we would have lost a bit of time if I sat on his wheel instead of the other way around. Either way, not a bad result, and certainly worth some additional points as we try to wrap up the season. I've already set the record in my gaming decathlon, as this is now my highest scoring game ever, but we are not yet to what is considered 1,000 points, which would take a super prestige score of 5,000 here, as I divide my score by 5. Again, 4th place, good result. As a team, I think we might have won this thing. We did by 8 minutes. Very good result. Plus 24 points, now past 3/4 of the way. Still at 100% evaluation. And we've got a little bit of time to pass till we get to the next one. Calendar just about done, though we're a couple days away from the World Championships. The Il Lombardia is a couple weeks away, and I have been selected. So TJ Van Garderen, Joey Roskopf, and Vincent Backman for the time trial. Okay, he's a 75. This is not a guy I'm familiar with. 76 overall, just 21 years old, and a climber. So wherever he's come from here after 4 seasons. Pretty solid specimen right there, Vincent Backman. But I'm definitely the strongest in the group. And it's Melbourne, perfectly flat, so that does favor some others. I am in amongst the favorites, so I'll have a chance at it. 51 kilometers. It's a pretty long time trial, but being totally flat favors the pure time trialist as opposed to one that has hills or climbs where I would be a heavy favorite. Rowan Dennis, 82 for his time trial. I've got a shot. I could definitely get after a podium. I should definitely be top 5, but I don't know if I'll be able to get after a potential win on this one or not. Might come up a little short. Objective, finish in the top 10, and I'll be right at the end. Let's go ahead and take a look at the profile, though. It is straight on out. Cross breeze slightly from behind, but just 5 kilometers an hour, so should not affect the race at all. And lots of big names: Rowan Dennis, Castro Viejo, Roglic, Latour, Dowsett, Gegenhardt, Thomas, again, Kampenertz, Stefan Kung, Oliveira, Costa. So plenty of big names, but we've got actually not so long to go. So let's just hang on, and we'll get there when we get there. Van Garderen already nearing the end. First guy is starting to come in. Jas van Emden sets the early time. TJ Van Garderen overtakes that time at just over an hour and 1 minute 34 seconds. We should be able to get that under an hour, I would imagine, as we already inch half minute closer. Domingini, and I'm getting closer to my time. Rosskopf approaching the finish line. Garrett Thomas, Thomas Garrett. It's so confusing. He's got 2 first names. Done that many times. 9 seconds off the pace. So we could definitely tell that that time will come down as I head out onto the track. We'll try 73 for a little bit. It's a long one, so we're not going to be able to push too hard. Usually we'd be up around a 75, 76. We're going to go times 2 through this, though, as there's not as much action on a time trial as you would have elsewhere. 73 seems to be a good pace at the moment, as it's holding suit. Looks like there's only going to be 3 riders after me. If I'm wearing number 31, so number 21, number 11, and number 1. And I'm starting to bank just a little bit of energy. I'm not ready to go to a 74 just yet, but I know we will step it up before too long to that. Actually, this would be a good time. Little uphill, go strong there. Definitely gain some seconds. Now we'll ride into 74 for the next little bit. Domingini still on top of the timesheets. Roglic is fastest here at the first checkpoint. I'm 33 seconds off the pace in 20th, but again, I do have that little bit of energy to spare. I'm going to go 75 now, as we've banked a little bit more. It's almost totally flat, but there is a little uphill just before the end. Van Garderen is still in 5th place. Rosskopf is 16th. Backman is 31st. Race day conditions, a +1. Time trial, +3. Oh my goodness. Come on, we could do this. 76 now. Stepping it up, going faster and faster. 42 seconds off the pace, though, at that first checkpoint, which is outside of the top 20. Rowan Dennis is fastest there, so that's who I'm behind. I'm 42 seconds behind Rowan Dennis at the first check. Second check coming up shortly. 76 now seems to be about right, so we'll try to go 77. It's going to... Okay, up to 12, 32 seconds now, so I'm cutting time out of the lead. Nelson Oliveira now on top by just 1 second, so we're still over 1 hour, 1 minute. Rowan Dennis still the fastest, and I'm drifting further back.
I'm getting reports that the best time has been whittled still lower.
8K. I don't think I'm going to beat Rowan Dennis, but can I get into the top 10? I'm up to 15th at that second checkpoint. Vertgen goes top now. 1 hour, 1 minute flat. Alex Dowsett matches him. 5K to go, and I'm kind of right on that edge. 77. I need to get back down to a 77 so I don't go into a deficit here. And run out of juice at the finish line.
The best provisional time
3K.
has been beaten.
Roglic now on top. Like I said, I expected us to go under 1 hour, and we're getting very close to that mark now. 1K to go. Here's my final acceleration. There's that final uphill. And I'm out of... I'm dropping off the pace in the final few hundred meters. That's fastest so far, 1 hour and 11 seconds. But I don't think I'm going to beat Rowan Dennis. Castro Viejo, 49 seconds off the pace. 14th at the second checkpoint. I kept enough energy in reserve to overtake these guys on top. Castro Viejo's not going to beat me. Kamna, he's an 80 time trialist. He goes second, 15 seconds. So that's going to be a podium. But Rowan Dennis fastest at the first 2 checkpoints. And he had a good 50 seconds on me, 51 seconds on me. And 2 seconds. 2 seconds away from world champion. 2 seconds. Rowan Dennis is your world champion this year. In the end, they rounded off to 3 seconds. So close. So close. I could have started a little bit faster in that first sector. Just a little bit. I managed my pace fairly well, but I definitely could have gone just a little bit faster there at the beginning. Oh, so close. Rounded off again to 3 seconds. And it didn't end up going under an hour, but Dennis and I came extremely close to hitting that mark. But that is an outstanding finish. That's going to be worth a lot of points, even though I do not get a jersey for that one. We're still going to be in the U.S. jersey next year. 33 points of progression, and we're already inching closer to that next level. Remember, just at the start of the Vuelta a España is where we leveled up last time, and we've already, just from the Tour of Spain, just from La Vuelta, and now, what, 1 race? 2 races after? 2 races after La Vuelta, and we've already picked up nearly another level after winning La Vuelta, so that had a lot to do with that. Picked up lots of progression by leading and winning that race through much of it. So, on to the World Championships, and I am one of 8 riders selected for the U.S., and I'm clearly the strong here, so I should be the leader on the day. Bachmann is actually now the next best. 76, Whedon, Eric, some guys I don't know. Take a look at them. Another young guy, 22. Another young guy at 21. Peter Stetina. Dombrowski, now 30 here in game. Croddick is 29 now. And Alex Howes, 33. So these guys are all starting to get up there in age a bit. No TJ Van Garderen for this one, but I should be the favorite. And what's the profile? Okay, I am amongst the favorites again. So can we get a jersey here? This is the one you wear a lot more often, by the way, anyway. The time trial one. You only get to wear it on time trials. But I've got 2 U.S. jerseys to wear. Can I get myself 1 jersey of the world champion? In real life, it was, 4 years in a row that Peter Sagan won that jersey? Couldn't make it 5 this year, though.
The profile of the route is a fairly mixed bag, so everybody should find a section to their pleasing. The heat will weigh on today's race. The riders will have to drink plenty.
I have forgotten who won it, though. Was it Valverde? Oh, I'm not sure. Finishing in the top 5 is the objective today. And yes, I am the leader. I'm going to get up to my customary front end of the field. This is a simple looping climb. And we're going to just hit again and again and again. And we're going up the steeper side of it with a more gradual descent. Profile makes it look like it's a little bit different each time, but I don't believe that is the case. It does appear to be the same climb again and again and again. But how many times are we going to hit this thing? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and then up to the top a 16th time. So 15 laps, and then it looks like at the top or nearly to the top will be the finish line on the 16th time. And I need to back off. What am I doing? I was busy counting. That's what I was doing. Alright, well that brings most of my team forward. This will be similar to what I'm used to with EF Education First, where I've got some decent climbers here, but no one fantastic to really support. So I'll be lacking support in the final 2 or 3 climbs, most likely. And it's steep enough that it's going to be a combination of mountain and hill for this one. So, mountain +1 today, hill standard. So average between the two is going to be about an 80. So I should be about an 80 on these climbs. Distance, crazy long. We've got 227k to go, and we've already been up and over the climb once and down the descent twice. So we've already covered a bit of distance here. I mean, we've already covered a good 20 or 30k. So super, super long. Stamina, absolutely a factor. Stamina, just a 69, so that's going to hurt. Resistance is high, though. That'll help. Downhill, a 70 today. Fighter's just a 65 today. So, oh, and I'm caught in a crash.
A fall just took place in the pack. Several riders are on the ground. Looks like a few riders at the back are beginning to
Getting back on, though. Race is not done. Somebody's not getting up, though. 3 guys with me, Statna and Howes. We'll have no problem getting back. It's very early in this race.
He's just pulled off his race number. That's it for him.
Pick up some bumps and bruises. For me, I suppose, one good thing, though, hey, there's another idea for Pro Cycling Manager 2019. I've already talked about a few ideas that I would love to see. Better interactions between team car and riders, actually carrying water bottles, actually handing water bottles off to your teammates. I would love to see that. Or if it's even just a... There we go, so we're back up into position already. You can relax now. There you go.
The breakaway is not to everybody's liking. The peloton has significantly increased its speed.
Even if it were just like a motorcycle carrying water bottles. I think they've evolved the motorcade a bit this time out. I think they need to take that to the next level. But one thing I would love to see is like where I just went down. Pick up bumps and bruises, scrapes. Right? It shouldn't just be either you withdraw and have an actual injury or you continue on the race and you're fine. I think there should be something intermediate. You should pick up some sort of bumps and bruise that could have a short-term or long-term effect on your capabilities, on your fitness, on your race day condition. You know, maybe it lasts for 50 kilometers as a... You'll get through it. You'll move on, but depending on the distance, right? Let's say you're less than 50 kilometers from the end, well, then it's going to follow you to the finish line. Or if it's, you know, one of those short-term injuries where you'll shake it off, your stats go down for 50k, and if they go down a lot, maybe you end up getting dropped. That happens in real life all the time, right? Guys fight and get back on, they get with the group, but they're hurting too much. You've got to go back, see the medical car, that kind of stuff. Get it treated. That would be a neat addition going forward. Alright, well, we've gone up and over the climb 3 times already. We're working on number 4. That'll make us 1/4 of the distance covered. Pace really coming off on the climbs here so far, as I'm kind of cruising right towards the front. Not affecting me in any way, though, so I'm not too worried about that. So we have a breakaway group of just 4 riders. They are 5 minutes ahead. Nathan Haas, Diaz, Roshan, and Thurau. No threats there. So, breakaway group, not a threat. The winner will definitely come from the main field. A lot of riders here, though. Over 150 in all. And let's take a look while things are going slow at the moment. Tish Benut, Philippe Gilbert, Ben Hermans. Denmark, not too much of a threat there. Lutsenko, Adam Yates, Hugh Carthy, Kediak, Garrett Thomas, Michael Matthews, Rowan Dennis. But those guys aren't going to win. Dalapad, Ulysses, Castro Viejo, De La Cruz. A lot of big names that are actually missing from this race.
Withdrawal of a rider. He seemed to have neither the energy nor the
Woods.
courage to keep going.
So some of my teammates are here.
There's a sustained
Stibar,
Some riders definitely won't be able to keep up.
Rafael Maika, Simon Geshka, Ovechkin. There's actually quite a few teams that are missing some top guys, but I didn't necessarily look to the bottom of the teams. I expected the top guy to be, the number one, and they're not. They're pretty random. Like I'm 155. Van Avermaet's here, Van Mark, Tim Wellens. So kind of look back through Nicky Terpstra, bottom of these teams as we're up on the climb again. Paolini, Ponzi, 2 Italians that we just raced. Conrad, Izagira, Pantano, Quintana's brother. And Niels Pollitt. But yeah, that's still, we are missing lots and lots and lots of big names. That increases my chances a little bit. We've now gone over the climb 6 times. If I got my count right, that means we have 10 to go with the finish line at the top of the 10th. Now I need to verify that it is at the very top this time over, so I'm going to be watching for that as we head towards the climb yet again. We're going to speed things up. So it's flat here for a little while, turns first gradual, and then it's going to get steeper and steeper. We're up to 6, 7%, 8%, 9% here, 8%, back up 9.5%, 1K to go. It levels off at the finish line, and yes, the finish line is right at the top. But it does level off as you get there, as you approach. And there you can see it on the profile. It will level off before the finish. So there is a chance to sprint after things level off. Backman out getting water in the rear. The peloton on his way back up. And there we go. Now water. Yeah, you can definitely see it levels off the last 400 or 500 meters. We're under 120K to go. We are now halfway through. That's going to put us beyond halfway. Those 4 riders, just 3.5 minutes. That's actually going to help keep the pace down a little bit longer because it'll be easy to catch them. Pace now picking up a little sooner than expected. Let's see, it's 73. How's that holding? Let's go times 4. Yeah, it's not really dropping off. 74. 75, make sure we don't get dropped, but don't want to use more effort than is necessary. It's Lawson Craddock who is protecting me for right now. I've still got the full team. There's only 2 riders off the back, but that number will begin to grow quite a bit here. Michael Matthews trying to take off. New breakaway group trying to form. That makes sense. Those are guys that are not going to contest the win if they're in the pack. So they've got to try to do it from here, especially while the pace isn't that crazy. So unlike the breakaway group that's been out front for 160 kilometers already and are going to be quite tired, those guys are going to be relatively fresh from sitting in the pack. So I would say they're a bigger threat at this point than the 4 in the breakaway group. Water coming again. We're going to need it one more time. That we're not going to have enough water here. 75 no longer enough to keep pace. 76 also. 77 is enough to keep pace for now. Joe Dombrowski now taking over. Again, I'm blinking red just a little bit. 77 is not going to get me dropped though, so we'll do that minimal this time up and over. But the group is beginning to shrink. 141 riders, and damage starting to get done. Weed and Backman, House, all starting to struggle. 5 times left to go up and over the climb, so that was 11 that we just completed. I'm the only one that's fully fresh here. Dombrowski looking pretty good as well. And what I should be doing at this point is actually matching up a few guys so that they can survive a little bit longer. Whedon, you're fine being there. Lawson Craddock is most likely my best go-to guy. Stetna's pretty good. Howe's also leading things out. So, Eric, go ahead and get on Lawson Craddock. Where are you, Craddock? You're right there. Oh, nice. You're already paired up. Stetna. I guess you'll ride by yourself. So we got 2 guys on the front. Oh, no. Alex House. Go ahead and protect Stetna. Stetna, where are you? Right there. Good. Okay, that'll give me 3 guys protected. Peloton is shrinking. We are on the climb again. We'll have 4 to go after this one. At 77, not quite enough, but I'm also not getting dropped, so it's not a worry yet. Let's go ×2 for a little bit.
The pack is increasing its work rate. Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
Okay, the mini break has been caught. The big break of, well, big break, it's still small. 4 riders, the original break. Still a minute and a half, but they are on that verge of getting caught. So the pace has definitely picked up. That 77, struggling to keep up on the climbs. Down to the final 4 climbs now. And I'm going to try to keep this group protected. I'm guessing this time over, we're going to see a real drop in the size of the peloton. I would imagine the pace is going to be such. I'm thinking that at an 80, I'm going to struggle to keep pace. And guys like Howe's, Whedon are probably going to get dropped this time. And actually, we're not even on the front anymore, so go ahead and protect Backman. Backman, yeah, you're close by. That'll give me 4 protected riders, Dombrowski riding alone this time. And all of a sudden trying to ride to the front. No, 80's holding up for me. There you go. Howes, you can see Howes is struggling. He's protecting Stetna, who's protecting me. And yes, 80, like I said, 80 was going to be a blinking red. And I called it. But Peloton has not blown up yet. I figured we'd drop a good 20 or 30 riders this time. There goes Howes. He's going to drop out the back. But it looks like we've really only lost one, maybe two guys. Just 3 times to go. And this is still a pretty big group. But the damage has clearly been done this time. But with the downhill, a steady downhill the way it is, a lot of riders will have enough time to recover. A little bit of damage done to me, but I'll recover from that. Howes, has he made it back up here? No, he's still struggling. And Stetna now getting dropped. It is Dombrowski who is now protecting me. Let's make sure these guys aren't too far back. There's Craddock. Backman a little further back. I'd like you to be a little bit higher up. Lost control. Oh, Stetna's going to get water that one final time, and I'm not sure he's going to make it back up here. Stetna might. He's got Howes to protect him for a little while. It's gonna definitely blow up Howes. Howes is gonna go right out the back. They've got the water now. They're starting to come up. Okay, my 80 pace, not quite enough. Let's try 82 here. Yeah, that's still blinking red a little bit. Breakaway group is caught, and Peloton is now finally starting to shrink. I figured this was going to happen last climb, but it's happening now. Stetna, there we go, as expected. Howes is out the back. Stetna getting that water. Whedon is dropped. 98 riders. This is what I expected last time. So we've been a little bit off the pace. But now I've got guys like Backman barely keeping up with the group. He's done. I've got Dombrowski. I've still got Craddock close by. So Dombrowski's probably going to get blown up this time. But I should have Craddock for the final climb. And what is he doing? He's going backwards. Get forward. Get forward. Don't burn too much energy, but get forward. Dombrowski, what are you doing? I don't want Stetna.
The tempo has slowed down. Something might be cooking.
Stetna's not going to last long. Dombrowski, go ahead and infinite relay. Try to get to the front. Craddock, where are you? Okay, the 76 is just slowly working him towards the front. Whoa, 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 why? No. Stay put. 83, not holding it. Pace is really picking up. Group's starting to split. Backman out the back. Oops, I'm on Kenyak all of a sudden. There we go. 87 enough. Now we're holding near the front, but I lost my support. Stetna was dropped for just a second there. Dombrowski.
Uh-oh, the pack is quick in the pace.
Ah, come on.
There are just 15 kilometers left.
No, Craddock just got dropped. Why? 33 riders left. Craddock was the one that I was wanting to take over. He and Dombrowski need to get up here. They're only 36 seconds behind. That group of 32 will remake contact, I would imagine, here. And, oh, they did for a moment. Already coming up on the final climb here. And it's still a very large group. I'm fresh. They're not catching up. I really thought they would catch up, but they are not catching up. So, it is just about time. We're going to hit the climb. One last time up and over. I don't like how far I'm slipping back all of a sudden. I'm near the back of the group.
There are just 5 kilometers left.
Get forward. Get forward. There you go. Without doing any damage to yourself. Just creep towards the front. 3K. And now we're starting to climb here. Use my gel. And these guys are really pushing it around me. I think they're pushing it too hard, too fast. 32 riders as the group is shrinking.
You see that? You can read the pain on the
19 riders. I'm going to start moving past guys as they're struggling. They're going too hard. 1K to go.
There goes the sprint. The strong men are
Okay, here comes my sprint, and I'm out sprinting a lot of these guys because they were not there. Can I get top 5 though? Tish Benut for the win, Lutsenko 2nd, Wellens 3rd, Malama 4th, Adam Yates 5th, I get 6th. So it's top 10 finish. Ulysses, Galopan, Franchini, Matthews. The group did not split enough. I mean, the group was way too large for anything real. We end up with 17 riders coming in together at the end, with Stibar bringing up the back end of that group. Second group just seconds behind. Not enough splits to make something happen on that one. And no national championship jersey. World championship jersey this year. I did get both national championships. I got top 10 in both world championships, top 6 in both. And it's good races, but not going to get the job done. Not quite enough. Next year I might be strong enough. Yeah, just a couple more levels. Then I could be on my way to winning the Grand Tours, winning the World Championships. That'll certainly be the goal. I'll be looking to win almost every race that I get into next year. You know, outside of sprint stages and things like that. But things that suit me. True climbs, time trials, real stage races. I'll be looking to win virtually every one of them. Let's go ahead and wrap this up as one rider doesn't make it before the cutoff. Just missed the top 5. Almost caught Adam Yates on the line. 7 seconds was the gap there. And that's a poor evaluation because I missed the top 5. Not a big deal. Only 6 points though. And now we have 1 week to the Il Lombardia. And that might be the final race of the year for me. I'm going to go ahead and skip straight to the end of that. I'm technically out of time for this episode. Let's actually make sure that that is the case. Is that the final race? It is. Okay, so final race of the year. And we're going to jump straight into it. 65K left to go. The steepest, second longest of the climbs, just ahead of us. That first pretty big climb started to do some damage. Eaton dropped out the back. Quite a few riders barely made it there, but most of the field still ended up getting there. We've got 88 riders left in the peloton. The breakaway group are contenders. Frele, Bakker, Kalmajan, Galopan, Dylan Toynes all broke away, and most of those guys went on that previous climb. But I knew they were too far out, and I still had plenty of team left to go, so not too worried about those guys yet. But we've got 4 climbs left. The last one, difficult for me, as it's going to involve a pretty lengthy cobbled section in the middle of that climb. So here's where that damage really starts to take place, and that breakaway group, there they are already, so they've nearly been caught. I've got Uran being protected, or was being protected. Carthy's about to drop off from there, but Uran is now protecting me. And Woods, Dombrowski's been protecting him. He's about to get dropped.
They really are moving. The pack can't get strung out too far, or it's going to start breaking up.
We're hanging there. Got the little bit of support still, which is all I wanted. Those final climbs, I expect that the penultimate climb isn't going to do much damage to whatever group is there. The next climb, I think we'll be down to a pretty small elite group by the top of that one. As we still have 79 riders now, but the group is beginning to thin out. 60 riders or so and shrinking. And what's going on here? You're protecting me. You're protecting... Oh, come on. I hate... It allows them to do it, but it won't let me do it. Woods, just try to hang on. Stay on auto. Don't get dropped immediately. Okay, there's the top. 54 riders left. Woods survived. He'll recover on the downhill.
No mistakes on their trajectory. The pack is slowly whittling away the lead.
And no, Woods is dropped for the moment. 33 riders is all we have. This would almost be the best place for water. However, I know this group is going to thin out even more over that next climb. We've got enough water to get over the next climb, and that's where we'll grab water one final time. A couple climbs to go after that. Just 2 riders left off the front, Calmejean and Frele. And we're taking the downhill at a pretty intense pace. That's why Woods' group has not caught us.
The pace is so high that a few riders are going to be very sore at the end of the day.
Alright, this is the climb where I expect a lot of the fireworks to take place. The group is small. The climb is steep enough. And not at the base, but partway up, it could be me going for it. We are now, let's see, how far, I can't tell how far we are from the climb, but it's going to get steeper here very soon. I'm going to go ahead and push. This is my time to make something happen because the next climb is not very steep and the final climb, not my strong suit either. Calmejean is caught. Run. He's going to struggle now. Sorry, buddy. Go and relax for right now. Try to stay in the group if you can. He's recovering a little bit. He might stay in the group. Thinning out the group without doing much damage to myself. I'll have a bit of time to recover, and it looks like we are about to catch Frele, and we have. Breakaway group is now no more. I can't do too much damage to myself. Uran has been dropped. I'm going to drop this to an 85 here. He might have even back off here at some point.
This climb features some dreadful percentages.
Okay, time to back off so that I can recover before I do myself in. 20 riders, and we've opened up a big gap behind us. There are definitely guys that are keeping up, so you can see that I'm strong enough as a climber that I'm recovering. Here's an attack. Hanau, Alaphilippe. Right over the top they go. And who else? Wilco Kelderman is with them, and our group has shrunk a bit. Okay, back with the group and starting the descent. 13 riders. I'll recover here. There we go. But how much will I recover before that next climb? 18 riders. Run is well behind, 2.5 minutes already.
Watch out! A team leader is falling behind.
Okay. Speed up the downhill. And now we start to head up again, and it looks like Hanau is immediately attacking, and Alaphilippe again. And Pierre Latour this time. Ben O'Connor. Conrad. Uman. Lots of riders really going for it now. Just trying to ride tempo. We haven't caught those 3 guys, but I don't have enough strength to attack myself. So I better just kind of hang with the group and hope that we catch back up. 11 riders. It'll be chasing 3. O'Connor going for it. And now we have a second group giving chase, and I still don't have enough strength to give. So O'Connor, Kelderman, Menkes, Alaphilippe now off on his own. There's another Marc Soler. There's not enough strength in my group. They said Uman was attacking, but he clearly doesn't have the strength either. There's still plenty of firepower in my group. And we will recover over the top, but will we catch them over the top? It's 1:40 to Alaphilippe with Hanau giving chase. Hanau is just 6 seconds behind, so those two come back together. That gives them a little bit of strength. We are now 2 minutes down over the top. Any teammates? No, everybody is alone here in this group. Or do we have 2? Mitchelton, Scott, Yates, Conrad. Conrad should be on the front. By the way, I needed water. Grab that one last time. There we go. We're on way out of reach, 3 minutes behind. There are 7 riders up the road. 8 giving chase here. And that final climb does not suit me at all, so I am probably not going to win today.
What's going on? Several riders are
But my recovery is good. Others don't match my recovery, the level, but they'll have been fairly well recovered by the bottom. And there's a definite flat valley section. The gap has actually increased by about 15 seconds.
15 kilometers remaining.
That's not a good sign. I was hoping we would have reeled them back in a good 30-40 seconds here.
A rider is down, and he's not going to be able to carry on. Let's hope it doesn't jeopardize the rest of his season. A rider is down.
There's the spread. You can see him up ahead here in the valley, but it is 2 minutes. We are starting to gain on them a little, but nobody wants to lead it out necessarily themselves. I guess I can get into the mix. Up that tempo a little bit. We need to actually give some sort of chase here. And pace. I'm not getting support. Yeah, nobody's coming over the top. They're making me do it, and if I do it, it's not going to happen. The gap was staying the same anyway, so I might as well just back off, let them ride, recover, do what I can on the climb. Which means I'm really fighting for 8th place at this point. On a climb that doesn't suit me. 7 kilometers to go. We're about to hit that cobbled section. Definitely going to use my gel for that. Now we're starting to push it. It's just 1 star. Oi, oi, oi. Don't drop. Come on. And here it is. I don't want to go 99, but I certainly want to get through this group.
It's in such percentages that the strongest can create some gaps.
Yeah. There we go. We're out of that.
team leader is falling behind.
But we're not catching those guys up front. Still 220. 3K to go.
The finishing line is at the bottom of the slope. It's the final moment of excitement.
2K to go. Alaphilippe gets a win over Sergio now.
And he showed he was above the rest today.
And I'm going to sprint for the line here. Ben O'Connor takes third, Wilco Kelderman fourth, Soler, Menkes, Latour, and Mollema. And I'm going to miss the top 10 entirely. Bardet, Yates, Conrad. I get 13th.
We're waiting for the tail-enders who continue to arrive.
Big names, definitely in amongst it. But my strength, the climbs, came too early. The real climbs, the true climbs, and didn't split the field. A couple guys got off the front at that point. They were caught. But when the time came, I had no team support. I was on my own, and then the climbs got a little more gradual, and where it didn't suit myself any longer. But that's the end of my season. Let's get what my final points tally is. See where we wrapped up the year. It's going to be a really good one, but it's definitely not going to be maxed out. I need 5,000 to consider it having mastered the game. I'm going to be well short of 5,000. But I might have done enough to hang on and be first place this year. We'll see. World Tour, I certainly want to be first, but that one doesn't matter. It's the Super Prestige where I need to have placed first overall. So that's what we'll be looking to here first and foremost. I believe that was the last major on the calendar, so there's not going to be very many points coming. Yes, bad evaluation. I did not win the race. But the race also wasn't what you thought it was. Let me move forward a day. I did break 6,500 points, though. So we've got 100 to go to get the next level. And quick step. Top team for next year. BMC, where I'm moving, is going to be 4th best team next year. That'll give us a chance. EF Education down there, 13th. Now onto the individual. And yes, clearly, by a large margin, I have won the best rider for World Tour this year over Nairo Quintana. Alaphilippe just closed that gap considerably, jumps to 3rd with that win. Chris Froome drops to 4th. Uman stays 5th. Richie Porte drops all the way to 6th. While Ben O'Connor, with his strong finish, moves up to 7th. Kwiatkowski, Roglic, and Gaviria, the first sprinter there. Continental, it's Nicholas Egg. And I do stay on top of the Super Prestige standings by a large margin. So I was the best rider of the year, but I was not completely dominant to get the 5,000 points necessary, but not off by a huge margin. I mean, I'm more than 80% of the way there, which means I've scored over 800. And from the other 270. It's a good many points, but it's definitely not 1,000. So I will definitely play next season out. I think this series might wrap up by the end of next season, though, with or without 1,000 points earned. But we'll definitely move into next season, so this series will continue. But that's going to do it for this episode and this season. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my road to the record. Bye for now.